Hello and welcome to AAFT 24/7. I am Arohi Thakur and we are here at the 18th Global Film Festival Noida. Today we have with us Ms. Payal Borbora, a renowned fashion and travel influencer. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me.
So ma'am, my first question is, what inspires your fashion aesthetic the most?
Since childhood, I've always been interested in fashion. I think even while traveling, anything that's in trend, because I travel a lot, so anything that's a new trend, I would like to I always like to try, and just anything that's coming up. Whether I like to keep a balance amongst corporate looks and ethnic looks. So I kind of whatever is in fashion, I like to create new styles and just be a part of the new trends.
What trends do you see emerging in Indian fashion right now?
Indian fashion, I think, is very adapting, first of all, and there's nothing specific that Indian fashion is focused on. I think it is so adapting that anything that you try with whether in the ethnic wear, Western wear, anything that you can mix and match and do so many things. It's so adapting that there's not one strict way of that it has to be dressed up in a certain manner. So it is very adapting.
So ma'am, how do you keep your work fresh and evolving?
With content creation, I feel just being consistent on posting on your regular fashion sense, or just normal. Whenever I'm traveling, I'm always creating content. So I think consistency has been a key in my field, and it's just being so regular with every day-to-day routine. Also, I'm always posting. So just being consistent is the key.
So ma'am, which project has been the most meaningful to you?
In terms of content creation
and in fashion,
I think I've been working a lot on different fashion brands, a lot of not just fashion brands, but a lot of other brand shoots for products as well. I have been doing. There has been not anything specific, I would say, which is been the best, but overall, I think the journey since I have gotten into this field 1.5 years back has been pretty interesting for me, and I've been working on a wide variety of things, just not in terms of fashion per se, but on different brand shoots with different products.
So ma'am, what has been your biggest challenge as a fashion influencer?
As a fashion influencer, I feel there's a lot of competition. So, to be in the market, I feel you have to be seen. You have to be creating something which is new every day. So, I think obviously, because there are many good fashion influencers out there. So, there's definitely a lot of competition in this field.
So, ma'am, is there a fashion trend you think needs to vanish?
Fashion trend that needs, I feel if you're just comfortable in wearing, and if a person is comfortable in wearing anything, and if it's in their zone and they are confident with it, I think it is, why not? Anything can be fashion. It's not like a specific that you have to stick to a particular rule in dressing up. So I don't.
Or any trend you think should return?
Any trend should return. I feel the whole retro look. I used to love the 80s, the trends. I think that the 80s and the 90s, used to follow with all the polka dots, those high buns and all of that. I used to absolutely love those tapering pants and all of that trend. So I think those retro looks were something back in the day that I think a lot of effort was put in all of those looks, and I feel even now those can be always be back.
So ma'am, how important are platforms like this festival important for fashion?
I think it is very important because it gives you so much, you just, in this environment, it gives you a place to be seen, heard, and I feel I'm absolutely loving the environment here, and I feel this film festival, it's really doing well, and it is very important for people, I think, in our field to be a part. I think it's a privilege to be here.
So ma'am, what one advice would you give to the young people who are trying to get into fashion influencing
to the young
and fashion in general?
and fashion in general, I feel to all the young ones, I think hard work and consistency is the key. So put in your hard work, don't give up. You know, initially you might not get the best of the results. So just go on, go ahead with all the hard work, be consistent. If you want to get into, because you know right now social media is the main platform for anything, for any business to be running. So if you want to get into influencing, I think you have to be really consistent, that you really want to do it, put in your hard work, don't give up, and just go ahead with it, and some or the other time you will definitely get the result.
So ma'am, did your family support throughout this journey?
Yes, my family never had any issue with me, but to be honest, my career graph has been totally different because I was doing a PhD. I was working on India's maritime security in the Indian Ocean from JNU. So totally different line. But when I started doing this, I started getting so much interest in this that, you know, obviously my family, initially they were like, okay, completely I've done my studies in a totally different line, and you know, how come totally into a social media platform, influencing, but they were supportive.
Thank you so much for your precious time.
Thank you. Thank you
so
much.
For more such content, keep watching AAFT 24/7.